Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Trip.
It's Lucas.
Welcome back to another episode of On Day's Work. We're officially signing on.
Alrighty, before we get started, make sure you click that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you click on that notification icon and so you stay up to date on all our content that we post, because it's great stuff, because we're awesome.
Awesome sauce. Is that what the kids say now?
I don't know. I haven't been a kid for 15 years.
Oh, well, again, if you guys like what you see here, please leave us a comment and share on our page, onadays.com. You can find us all there, all the information you need.
Let's get into this.
Let's do this. So, you were showing me some crazy off-the-wall story that, I guess we should, fuck, we just want to get right into this, right?
Yeah, let's
You
go.
showed me this off-the-wall story that, blew my mind, man. And the fact that this is true is concerning to me, man. And I got, at some point, I'm like, dude, why do you keep sending me this kind of stuff? But then I'm like, yo.
What can I say, man? I got the tea.
You definitely do have the tea. You be finding some things. I'm like, there's no way this is true. Then it turns out it's fucking true. And then
It's crazy, right?
I get concerned because our society is on the doom of collapse, and I really
yeah.
hope to God that it doesn't. So
Well, we just need we need it to hurry up and happen. That way we can go ahead and get into that Mad Max scenario.
dude, I literally heard yesterday that's where we're literally on the verge of the Mad Max thing.
Yeah, it wouldn't. It doesn't surprise
I haven't
me.
even seen Mad Max, but I know what it's about.
It's.
It kind of.
I saw the new one.
Actually, I didn't even see that. I just
With,
I've seen the trailers and stuff like that, and I just assume it looks really fucked up. And I think that's the kind of world that we're heading to. Fucked up one,
yeah.
more fucked up one.
Yeah. I think we're gonna try and turn into Canada or Britain 2.0. But anyway.
Anyway,
So what we're talking about? We're talking about Only Hands.
only hands.
Nah.
Yeah, that's right. If you a pedophile, we come. No, just kidding. Yo, I heard that they're still trying to push that fucking pedophilia as a sexual orientation, bro.
I mean, does that surprise you?
Yes, it surprises me because there's no way that that's okay. That cannot be okay.
I agree with you. It's definitely not okay, but it doesn't surprise me that they're trying to push it. Like I said in countless videos, when you push the envelope, this is especially in that regards of sexuality and promiscuousness. That's the only thing left that's still sacred. So obviously, they're going to try and taint that.
Dude, it's not okay.
I agree with you.
I don't care
100%.
I don't care how you look at it. You will never convince me. It will never be convinced to me that pedophilia is a sexual orientation.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Or that it can be a respected orientation. No, what? Well, we weren't talking about OnlyFans, but I
Well,
guess.
we're talking about this, right?
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
So you were going to start your OnlyFans, and then you saw this article, and it fucked you all up.
No, first of all, I've never agreed with OnlyFans. Just put that out there.
Okay, so yeah, we did. We were talking about OnlyFans, right? Before we click the record button, and then he showed me this crazy ass article that came up, and I can't believe that it's true. And I got it pulled up on our screen here, and Lucas, you can send it to Zach. He'll get it put up on the video later. But so this article, or was it an article or just as a comment board or something?
This was on iFunny, and it was just a screenshot of this. I guess it was a tweet. It was pulled from Twitter.
Okay,
and somebody was just captioned it and just posted it.
So it was a tweet. Originally, it was a tweet.
Yeah.
Okay, so this goes into some of the memes I've seen before in the past. That's the one you sent me. So, and it's true. So these people that have OnlyFans right now that are making their money at some point, this is going to affect their children, right? And apparently the story goes that this kid at school, 13 years old, his mom does OnlyFans, and that the other kids found it and were spreading it around the school saying that it's his mom.
Yeah.
And the kid is getting real suicidal because they keep teasing him and shit like that. And then when he brought it to his mom pretty much told him, well, you should be happy for me. It's progressive or whatever the fuck it is. Right?
Yeah.
That's what it's about, right?
Yes.
So it seems to me fucking ridiculous. First of all, like, if you're not taking your kids into consideration, and I get it. It's tough out there. It's fucking tough. I personally don't have an issue if you have an OnlyFans. I just ask that you think about later on down the line how that could have some kind of impact on you or your kids. In this case, this is impacting this person's child.
Yeah, so. and especially in today's age of technology, where no matter what you put online, you can delete it, try and scrub it. It's out there. Somebody is going to screenshot it, especially when it comes to nude photos of people. Yeah. And videos and so on and so forth.
Like, let's be honest, dude. Nobody wants to see their mom. Like, I don't want to see my naked mom. I damn sure, like, as a kid, that shit fucks with you, bro. Yeah, especially as young teenage boys and shit. Like,
yeah, and the worst part about this whole story was this kid was already having issues at school with getting picked on and all that, right? Dang. And then when he confronted the mother about this, she said that the kid was overreacting and that is basically doing what she was doing was basically the same thing as working for a bank or a grocery store, and that it makes her feel good about herself and that the kid should be happy that she's more confident now.
Wow.
And I believe it was said in this that the kid missed like a week of school because he thought it would just die down and go away. And when he came back, it was the same. It didn't stop.
It was probably worse.
Yeah.
So I want to read the article that was, or the thing that you sent me here, and we'll post it up for you guys to see as well. So it says here, it has begun. I've been depressed and suicidal because of my mom's OnlyFans. I'm 13 and my mom is 33. Things at school were never great. I'm sort of short, so I get picked on some, but it's manageable. That was until one of my classmates showed me a picture of my mom naked. I almost had a panic attack and had to be excused from the classroom. I ended up not showing up to the school for a few days, faking sick. I was hoping that things would cool off, but they didn't. As soon as I got to the school, almost everyone in my class was starting to laugh at me and staring. This has been going on for over a week now. I was wondering how my classmates even got the pictures, and apparently my mom advertises her OnlyFans on her personal Twitter account. Holy shit. Some students from my school follow her, so they were able to get the nudes, and they've been spread everywhere. I don't have a Twitter, so I don't know about any of this. Wait, hold the fuck on. How old do you gotta be to have Twitter? This kid's 13 years old, so like...
No, so the kid doesn't have Twitter.
No, I get that, but his classmates do, so they gotta be the same age.
Yeah, well...
13 years old, Twitter, like, if you're 13 years old, you should not be able to follow nude adults on Twitter. Like, wait...
Well, so I'm assuming, because I don't have Twitter either, that the mother posted just the link for the OnlyFans.
On her Twitter?
On her Twitter, and whoever was following her on Twitter, they clicked it and it got redirected to OnlyFans where they was...
Regardless, what are these kids following this dude's mom for?
Yeah, that's a little weird, first and foremost.
They're 13 years old, man.
I don't know, maybe 13-year-old kids.
Bro.
I'm assuming the mom is fairly attractive.
That is beside the point. What I'm talking about is 13-year-olds on Twitter. Like, why are 13-year-olds even on Twitter?
Well, it's the same thing with 13-year-olds being on Facebook and Instagram.
They can be on Instagram at 13 on Facebook.
Well, you know how kids lie about their age all the time.
Right. But someone's got. Can you look? Like, how old do you have to be to have? Social media or Facebook.
I mean,
I want to know because,
to be honest with you, I didn't know there was an age limit.
I don't know. Because I've only had it since I was 18. Like when I got mine in 2009. Yeah, I was 18, and because I was already an adult, I always assumed that you had to be an adult.
I know
to get it, to have it.
I started my Facebook when I was 17, about to joining the military. Because
really?
I enlisted when I was 17, and I had it when I was in basic training. I didn't turn 18 until after I graduated.
I don't know, man. I had MySpace before that, but MySpace wasn't like this, or like it was nothing like what Facebook is now.
Yeah. So in order to get Facebook, you have to be at least 13.
13. Bro, that's 2 more years for my daughter. There's no way. No, there's no way. No way. That's out of control. 13? What is a 13-year-old doing on Facebook?
And same thing for Twitter, 13.
Wow. So hold on. A 13-year-old kid can have Twitter where they actively show titties and porn on Twitter. I don't have Twitter, but I know that they do that. I've heard them talk about there's active porn pages on Twitter that you can follow.
Yeah, sounds about right.
But he can't go into a rated R movie until he's 17.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
This
I'm just saying. Come on now.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
So his classmates are 13 years old.
Yeah.
Get out of here. They're following his mom and spreading this around the school, fucking this kid up.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, I'm going to keep reading this because
please.
This isn't even the worst part. I just went off because I can't believe that. And yeah, I get shadow banned because I want to put earplugs in and not hear about the Delta variant. I get shadow banned, but hey, you want to show your ass and titties to the whole fucking world for $5.99, even if it's affecting your kid. When, anyways, so the kid continues to write on this. He said, the worst part is when I confronted my mom about this, she told me that I was overreacting and that sex work is basically the same thing as working at a bank or at a grocery store. She also said it makes her feel good about herself and that I should be happy that she's more confident now. I told the principal, but they can't suspend thousands of students or take anyone's phones. I've been crying in my room every day for the past week. I don't think I can take it anymore. Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
and
this is one kid, by the way. I can guarantee that there's plenty more kids that are in this similar situation. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Wow. That's crazy, bro.
I read I don't know if it was like a headline or a statement or something that said that this is 2021 and we got OnlyFans and then we got, all these other video services. Give it 10, 15, 20 years and everybody will have done porn work, sex work at some point in their life.
And by that meaning getting a legalized transaction for sexual
sex
advances.
Or sex acts such as OnlyFans, something like that right there.
Receiving money for some kind of sexual act.
Yeah. And just as this one instance, they wonder why
mental health for kids is at an all-time high.
Not even just for kids, but mental health in general. Like, there's a reason why the people that own Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff, they limit the amount of social media that their kids can consume at one point in time.
Because they know how powerful and toxic it is.
Exactly. And this is just one example of the negative impacts that social media, and I'm not even talking about just OnlyFans having on kids, but just social media in itself can have on kids.
Like, first of all, kids have nothing better to do with their lives but be social. Mm-hmm. Like, you go to school, you're with your kid friends that are the same age, you're social with them, and then you don't have jobs and shit. So, like, you have nothing better to do but go do your homework and be social with kids. Like, why do kids even need to be on social media? Like, go outside. Go outside and play with your fucking kids. Go throw rocks. Like,
I listened to a TED Talk, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, that talked about the impacts of social media and how it can affect you in your how you deal with other people, and it was like, the more you communicate online, the more anti-social you are in person. In real life.
Well, yeah, because you know why? Because people get so used to just saying whatever they want without any repercussion other than you might get banned or this post might get taken down. Like, but no one's getting beat up.
Yeah, what was it? What was it? I think it was Mike Tyson said that people got too comfortable talking crap online without getting punched.
Hit. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's growing up. That's where I learned that some things are acceptable to say and some things aren't. Because if you say the wrong thing,
piss the wrong person off.
You're gonna piss the wrong person off, and you're gonna get laid out.
And then you're gonna learn. Well, you know what? I don't want to get laid out. I probably shouldn't say that thing.
Yeah, I probably should keep some things to myself.
Well, you don't have to keep anything to yourself if you're using social media. So.
Yeah, and like I said, there's so much can happen when you're in regards to certain things on social media, and then OnlyFans. Like I said, I've never supported OnlyFans. I think it's a horrible, horrible thing, dealing with the self-image and confidence of young women, especially women that do sex work, and just the stigma that follows them around after that.
The way I look at it is, and I get why some women. I do get why some women, and I say I'm sure there's dudes too, but women, I can understand the single parent who is struggling to make ends meet and is making, let's just say, $5,000 this month because she showed a couple of pictures of her feet and her butt. Like I can get like, all right, look, I got to pay the bills. But because that type of money was so easy to get, and you have people that are willing to pay that money, it's almost like, well, why do I need to? Like imagine let's just say you made $2,000 a month working a 9-to-5 job at wherever the fuck you was working, right? Struggling to make ends meet, and now all of a sudden you're making $5,000 a month because you're showing pictures of your feet and your butthole.
Yeah.
Like it was that simple, but now you don't have to struggle. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to like, well, damn, well, by me just showing a few pictures of this or a quick 10-second video, I got people to pay for it, and now I'm able to not struggle.
No.
But then you have to look at the repercussions that has on, like, for instance, this kid who's now suicidal. First of all, that is a huge deal. This kid is 13 years old. 13. And from what I gathered, and I'm just going off of that article, that one snippet. I don't know this kid. I don't know his mom. I don't know anything about them. Okay? But in my mind, if the worst thing that this kid has to worry about in his life is getting picked on because his mom doesn't OnlyFans, it might seem to me that he might have a pretty decent life other than that. Now I'm just speculating.
I can understand that point. Like I said, I can understand why people do certain things for money, right? You got to pay the bills. You got to put, especially if you're a parent, you got to put a roof over the head of the kid. You got to provide food, all this. I get it. Completely get it. But like I said, you went in today's age with technology, you put something out there for people.
You have to be careful.
You got to think about the repercussions 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road, right?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you, and I'm not even struggling. Like, I've considered. Let me just see. Let me just see if I did an OnlyFans. Let's see who would really be interested. You know what I mean? But then I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna. Not that I have even anything. I'm not gonna put myself in that position.
Yeah.
Or put my kid. And I got girls, man. Like, the last thing I want, especially as a father, like, is my girls showing their body for money. Like,
yeah,
I get some people really do believe it makes them confident and they feel good and all that. But like, I just feel like if you have kids, you really have to consider these types of things, because your kids are going to be affected by this. Like, you give up your eyes, like the things I want to do, you give up a lot of that because you have kids.
No, I
you make sacrifices when you have kids.
I think the biggest issue that I have,
it's real conflicting, man. Like,
the biggest issue I have is how this liberation, the sexual liberation, is supposed to inspire women to be themselves and to be more confident, and I understand that, and I think women should be be confident, go do whatever you want to do, you know, have fun, all that stuff, right? Let's just get that out the way. But when you're talking about objectifying women to boiling them down to nothing more than a few genitalia, to boil them down to nothing more than pleasure for men, that's the very thing that you're supposed to be fighting against.
You're absolutely right, and then they get mad, and by they, you know who I mean.
Yeah. When
men want to sexualize or objectify women in that aspect, but then it's like, well, fuck, that's all I see everywhere I look. That's what I see.
Yeah.
Maxim magazine or just Victoria's Secret magazine, whatever, ads. When they show ads for fucking tampons, bro, they have for the most part, a decently looking woman in her underwear. Like, we know what tampons are for and pads are for.
Yeah.
It's to stop fucking, just to clot out some bleeding. Like, we know what that's for, right?
Yeah.
But instead, you're going to show me a pretty decently looking female in her underwear. holding a bag of fucking tampons or whatever. It's like, come on now, like
No.
it's everywhere. But then when you say something as a man about it, like, dang, I think she looks good, or damn, I like, you know, or whatever.
It's mansplaining or the patriarchy.
You're fucking talking down to women, or you're sexualizing
it's
women.
Toxic masculinity or something like that.
Wait a minute, whoa,
Like, no.
You put this product out here for me to see.
Yeah, like you are literally advertising when it comes to OnlyFans. You're advertising your body for the gratification of men. And then you wonder why people treat you like an object.
Mostly,
Mostly, right? Why people treat you like you're nothing more than
just ass and
sex, than sexual needs, right? And
exactly. So yeah, and oh my god, I see this a lot on Facebook. Women who have OnlyFans and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
They'll be putting all these posts like throughout the week. Men ain't shit, or I just want someone who actually loves me for me. Blah 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 blah. Then I'll watch the comments, and I'll see like these dudes that legit like want to. At least they come off that way. They could be lying, but they at least come off as like, well, dang, I could, you know, I could be down for a real relationship and do things, and then they get screenshotted and shown like they ain't shit.
Yeah.
Look at this fucking guy.
This simp.
Yeah, this simp.
Yeah.
I still don't know what that means, but simpleton, maybe. I don't know. Look at this guy, guys. You know, they exploit them on fucking Facebook, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, why would a guy want to shoot their shot for a relationship when that's probably going to happen to them? And then all that, and then the next few posts later, there's check out my OnlyFans, do my OnlyFans, subscribe, please. I have a special coming.
Yeah.
And then so. Then you have on the other side, you have the other guys coming to your inbox because all you're doing is putting out a product for them to see about sexual in nature about you. So like they come to you with this sexual intent, and then you exploit them.
Yeah.
Like I don't get it, man.
No, it doesn't make any sense. Like
what are we doing? Who's the bad guy here? Is it the person that? Because guys are dumb. Like we especially when it comes to. We have sexual urges in nature.
Everybody does, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. But we can literally... All the war started because of women somewhere in history, right? Look at the Trojans, man. Remember the Trojan War?
I do remember.
You know,
the beautiful woman.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is just like we have this fucking... It's in our DNA. It's like, all right, boobs, but pretty lady, and it's just like thrown at you, and you're like, okay,
well,
ooh, I like it. And then you get thrown out under the bus because you like the product that they're putting out.
It is human nature to be attracted to the members of the opposite sex, right? That's human nature, right? But when you put it out there so much, when you make it mainstream, like, oh, sex, don't be surprised when the product, the consequences of doing that is people are focused more so on sex than the actual person.
Exactly, because when I met you, that's the product that you were putting out, and not you,
well,
not you, but for these guys. So like they meet Susie Q, right? And Susie Q has only been pushing out her OnlyFans and stuff like that. Like that's what this guy knows about you. That's what he knows to be true.
That's what you advertised about your life.
Yeah.
You know, so why are you surprised when people come to you and they have no intention other than that? Right.
That don't. Thank you. I thought I was tripping when I would see these things, and I'm like, and I feel bad for these dudes sometimes because it's like, he's literally only coming to you with the intention of sex because that's the product you put out.
Yeah. And like I said,
you don't get mad at that, like.
And then the dudes that come along that actually want to build a relationship, that want to be committed, right? They'll come to you respectfully, and then you screenshot them because they didn't come at you like how you're used to.
Look at this guy trying too hard.
Yeah,
look at this trying hard.
He's simping. He's trying too hard. Men ain't crap.
Yeah, like look at this simple dude. I just.
No, like I said, and this is the reason why I don't agree with OnlyFans. Like
you can't date online. I'll put it like that.
First of all, when you are constantly advertising this, and then we're talking about the degradation of our society, and it starts with sex. When you start taking human natures and then taking pieces of that out there and putting it out there in the world out of context and how a normal human relationship should be, this is what you get. You get abnormal relations, you get abnormal actions.
You're absolutely right.
You know,
like I said, I don't necessarily have a problem with either sex work or OnlyFans. That's just my personal preference. At the end of the day, I don't care. I just think that if you have kids or if you plan to have kids, these are some things that you have to consider in order, or just as a person. These are the things you have to consider because not everybody agrees with that lifestyle. No, let's just be honest. Again, there's over 8 billion people. Odds are somebody's going to be offended by what you do.
Speaking to that lifestyle, there was actually an event. It was a conservative event. I think it was about a week ago or a couple days ago or something like that. But a porn star actually ended up showing up to speak at the event, and they kicked her out.
Because she did porn?
Because she did porn. And she was dressed appropriately. She was dressed very conservatively, not showing off anything. I believe it was a political event.
Because
I'm not
they
sure.
Didn't want her image tainting that idea. Or, the conservatives follow, or they support,
or they thought, or people think that because she does porn, she's not allowed to be conservative because apparently.
Didn't B. Tatum do a video about that? You can't be a conservative and a porn star or something. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it yet.
I haven't watched anything. This is just the headline that I read, so I don't know exactly what happened.
I gotta look into that.
But
I at least saw that headline, and I was like,
the Hodgkins also did a video on it, which is where I saw it.
Okay.
So, but.
So apparently you can't have a political mindset or
because of your occupation,
be conservative because you do sex work, or because that's no different than saying that the guy who washes dishes at Denny's can't be conservative because he only washes dishes. He doesn't amount to anything to them,
or that he can't be a business owner outside of that because he washes dishes
because he only washes dishes.
It doesn't make any sense. Or
you're not allowed to have an opinion.
No,
people are smart out there. Just because they don't work in a job where they utilize that specific portion of their brain doesn't mean that they're not smart. They probably are smarter because they found an easier way to make more money.
Yeah. So I don't
have an opinion. Get the fuck out of here.
First and foremost, I don't agree with sex work. Right. I don't think people should be allowed to sell their bodies. If it was up to me, if porn went away, it wouldn't bother me that much. Honestly, do I watch porn? Yes. I'm gonna be 100% clear.
I think if porn went away, like if there was just one day there was no more porn ever, it just wasn't possible to record sexual acts. Right? If that went away, I think it would be better for us as a people because we'd be fucking more.
Less stress, right? So no. So
they say an orgasm can reduce so much stress. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like if Joe Rogan said, like, he had a bit about it in one of the stand-ups. He was like, all right, look, if you really like this girl, right? You really like this girl. You're about to go on a date or whatnot. You want to take her out. Beat off first. Go ahead. Just beat off first. Come to climax. Right? Beat off, and then if you still like her and want to go out with her, then that's true. You really like her, but it's 90% of the time, your perspective could change as soon as that happens. It's like, oh, what have I done? I don't even like this girl.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I didn't even know Joe Rogan said that, but I do that. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Like if I'm talking with somebody and the anticipation build, like I'm gonna meet this girl, the 6 to 8 hours prior, I will do my due, and then if I don't want to go out with her at that point, I'm not going to. I'm going to cancel the date.
So you know what? It was just that urge.
Yeah, it was just the urge, right? It was just the urge. So that's so funny. And I can't tell you how many days I canceled because I wasn't feeling it. I'm not even gonna lie.
So you went, and let me go and get this nut out real quick before.
Hey,
just so I can be sure.
That's that post nut clarity, man.
It's a thing.
And
post nut clarity.
I believe it's the Japanese or the Chinese. I can't remember which one. They actually have a specific word for that.
Really?
Yeah, it's like wise man clarity or something like that.
We just got our own post nut clarity.
Yeah, and it's a real thing. So
hey, that's what we should title this episode. OnlyFans and post-nut clarity.
Like I
You
said,
heard that, Zach?
but yeah,
that's
like
funny.
I don't agree with it. Like I personally think that we need to calm down on the sexualization of a lot of things in our community.
Everything has to do with sex today. Sex and racism.
Yeah, well, sex sells and racism divides. It's a hot topic. So that's why we have so much of it, and I understand that. Like I said, I
mean
think
it right.
I think if we are going to maintain a sense of morality, then we need to calm down on certain issues, and I happen to believe that sex is one of them.
Calm down on sex.
Well, we need to stop making it so mainstream. I'm not saying we need to have less sex. I'm just saying we need to stop putting it out there.
We need to censor it more.
Well, not necessarily censor it, but just don't make it so blatantly obvious that that's why we're doing what we're doing. For example, your tampon commercial. Do we really need to sexualize tampons with the attractive woman?
There's nothing sexual about a tampon. I'm sure there's some
exactly.
people that get off on that shit, but that's no.
But my thing is, do we really need that?
No, I don't think so.
It's the same thing with a lot of TV shows nowadays. Especially if, like I said, a TV show with multiple episodes.
Yeah.
There's got to be sex in at least one of them.
Or talk about it.
Or talk about sex or something like that. Like, is it really pivotal to this SpongeBob episode that we're talking about sex? And obviously, I don't know if SpongeBob talks about sex.
There's innuendos in there.
Yeah.
There's definitely innuendos in SpongeBob, man.
And I was just
the kids don't understand it, but when you look back at it as an adult, you're like, wait a minute, what the actually a lot of older cartoons are like that, but you look at like for instance, Rocko's Modern Life or Beavis and Butthead, like these old ass cartoons, Ren and
stuff we grew
Stimpy.
up watching.
Yeah.
Ren and Stimpy was bad.
Bro, Rocco was bad.
I didn't really watch a whole lot of Rocko, but I remember Ren and Stimpy.
Ren and Stimpy,
Ren and
dude,
Stimpy.
I wasn't allowed to watch. See, when I was a kid, my mom wouldn't allow us to watch Ren and Stimpy because of one episode she saw when the fat one like had farted and didn't know it was a fart. So he went around the world looking for his fart, and he found his fart looking lost, sitting on the stoop or some shit like that. I swear to God. My mom saw that and was like, hell to the no. Y'all are not watching.
That's kind of funny.
Looking back at it is kind of funny. Considering all of the other things she could have stopped me from watching Ren and Stimpy for, it was the fart episode.
I saw...
But I could watch Rocco.
That's... Rocco was bad.
Bro. Rocco was really bad.
I remember, I don't know if this was a piece of the actual show or if it was just like one of those ones that never got aired.
Yeah.
But it was Ren and Stimpy, and dude had a log on his back, and dude had a saw, like a handsaw, tied to his hips.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and he was sawing it by moving his hips back and forth as the other one was bent over with the log on his back.
With the log on his back. Yeah, he saw, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kids would never understand. They was, he just sawing some wood, doing it weird, but he saw. But like adults, you're like, I know what's happening here.
I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw that, and I saw the face that the one that was bent over was made, I was like, oh, he's just scratching his back.
As a kid, yeah.
No, that's what I thought when I first saw it here. Now I started really looking at it. I was like, saw both faces and all that, and the motion. I'm like, that's not right.
Y'all slick motherfuckers out
That's
here,
not right.
slick as hell, throwing that in the face of the kids.
Yeah, but like I said, certain shows like this right here, even The Walking Dead, like there's episodes with just sex just thrown up in there, and sometimes it doesn't even make sense to the story.
No, it's just sex.
Yeah,
it's just sex.
Like, why? This is a show about a zombie apocalypse. Why?
You want to show. I think the idea is because you still want to show that there's still people and there's still.
Well, I understand romance.
Well, the thing is though, there are urges people get, especially you think about it. Like you're out there, you don't at any moment you could die by either the zombies or by some fucking crazy assholes called the wolf people, right? And then like you really have this built up sexual tension, and you're with the opposite sex who's attractive. Like for instance, like you're out there pillaging, scavenging, looking for food and shit, right? And you're with, let's just say, Rosita. right, on the show, and it's just the two of you, and you guys have this sexual chemistry, and then you guys have a few moments of clarity by yourselves out there in the middle of nowhere, like, it's gonna happen, man. That shit happens, and that's that is realistic.
And I understand that.
I think that's why they put it in there.
No, and I understand
and
that
sex sells.
I understand that in an apocalyptic world, people still got to reproduce and all that stuff, right? Why do I need to see it on a TV show?
Because it sells. It looks good.
Like that.
Even if it has nothing to do with what they were doing.
That's my issue. Like. Oh, okay. We understand everybody, especially as hopefully only adults are having sex.
It just humanizes it.
But at the same time, like, do you have to show it?
It draws you in there.
No,
it gets your attention. It holds your attention as well.
I don't know. Like I said, just this whole objectifying women and promoting sexuality, I think has gone too far in our country.
Again, it is the oldest profession in history.
Yeah, but and there's nothing wrong with sex. I just think that we need to calm down on promoting it so much.
Yeah, but I think that's just it. I think for us it's too late because it's been ingrained in our minds since we were knee high to a fucking.
Well, with the cartoons of the '90s, I can understand why.
And see, that's the thing, because we didn't really realize what we were looking at as kids. Slowly getting older and re-looking at certain clips and things like that, and then it hits in your brain. It's like, dang, like, I wonder how this impacted me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if there's a psychological study that would like show like some of the older cartoons like that from when we were kids, how that had some kind of impact on us today. As I guarantee it had to. It had to.
Absolutely.
It had to.
A lot of the things growing up, I think I read between like 5 and 10 is what lays the foundation for your entire life.
Well, if you're watching Rocco and Ren and Stimpy at 10 years old, bro.
No, I don't know if those are the actual ages, but it was something like that. That growing period that you have plays the most, almost some of the most important roles that you have in your life, as far as like what you learn, what you're taught, so on and so forth.
I mean, I can see that making sense,
right?
You start to actually understand things,
and it almost like puts those glasses over your face on how you're going to view the world.
Yeah.
Right,
wow.
Because you learn it at such a young age that now everything that you see from there on out is colored by that vision, that perception of life.
Well, I think it's also interesting. So, like, we're especially as youngins, we're and you're going through puberty, right? So, like, for the beginning stages of puberty, so you already have these weird urges. You're like, what the fuck is going on with me? And then like, you see that stuff and it's like, well, damn, that's kind of interesting. I want to see more of that because it made me feel like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you kind of go out for that kind of stuff because sex feels good. Sex is good. You know what I mean? And people want more of that. And I think that's why you see it everywhere.
Yeah.
But my point in this whole thing was, I don't understand how women could get mad at dudes for coming at them in that manner when that's how they put themselves out there.
Yeah,
and then they get upset when when dudes want to come. I don't understand it.
No,
that's what upsets me.
No, I don't understand it either. Like I said, and I think it all starts with
get your post nut clarity, y'all. It'll change change your life.
No, I think it starts with. I think it has to start with not promoting sexuality so much. When you promote things like morals and values and sex as a healthy part of a relationship and not just that's how you make money, I think that'll correct some of the issues that we have in normal everyday relationships.
Sex for repopulation and pleasure with said partner, not for
monetary
gain.
And like I said, I personally think when you,
I mean, no, it's an interesting topic of discussion, man, because you're seeing more and more of it today than we've ever seen before. Like the porn industry has to be hurting right now. And I heard that more porn stars now are going to OnlyFans to make money because no one who's buying porn DVD. Like no one's buying porn DVDs anymore. Like especially with the wave of the internet, man, you can get porn for free. But even those like those premium subscriptions, no one's paying for that, and you can just go to OnlyFans. You know? I
don't know why you would pay for OnlyFans anyway. You got free porn.
Yeah, but there's less and less content, I guess. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't understand the logic. Maybe people feel like if they pay for something, it's more personalized, and I guess in some instances it is. Some people will pay and they'll get them a personal video. You know, they'll call out your name in the video and do things that you ask them to do or wear something that you ask them to wear to make it personal. But you had to pay for that experience. So it's like...
And you wonder why there's this stigma going around that men are sexualizing women or objectifying women. I don't know, man.
They put it out there for you to see. You're gonna look.
No, and like I said, I'm all for having sex. I don't necessarily think you need to wait to only have sex in a marriage, right? I think sex between two people in a relationship is perfectly
consensual.
Fine. Consenting adults in a relationship is perfectly fine.
Like you didn't have sex as a teenager.
No, I did. I did. But like I said, two adults that are consensual, I think that's perfectly fine that are in a relationship together. I just, outside of that, I think we need to calm down on the sexualization of everything.
I don't see it happening.
I don't see it happening either.
I don't think it's gonna actually. I think we're at a point we're too far gone. I don't think we're gonna get to that idea that it's not all about sex and money.
In this aspect, I think you're right.
But everything is about sex and money.
I think this is where we need to draw the line and not allow the envelope to get pushed any further, though.
What are we gonna do? Because we're just talking about things that frustrate us, but then there could be people more famous with more followers that sit here and talk about the same thing we're talking about, but topless or in a bikini as a woman, and they're gonna get more views just because of that.
No,
and that's another thing. See, so for instance, like the other streaming platforms for the video games and stuff,
Twitch,
and I wasn't gonna throw their name out there, but since you did,
my bad.
Or just anything in general, and you see females doing it, and I'm not saying all females do this, but the females that wear low-cut shirts and are sitting in there in a bikini or something like that, they're doing that because they know it gets more views and it's sad. But if a dude does that, he's sick, he's gross, it's yucky.
Yep,
he's a fucking simp. He's trying too hard.
Yep.
But they wonder why. They wonder why we're so divided and shit like this. The mainstream media does it. You have those, on CNN and Fox, those female reporters and stuff that sit there with those fucking tight ass skirts on and showing pretty much all of their legs.
Yeah.
They switch positions and you get like a slight, quick second. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They do that, low cut shirts. They do that as they're doing the interview because it draws your attention.
Yep.
They do that on purpose. But if a guy does it, if you're a man and you do that,
or if you comment on it.
Oh yeah, if you make so if you make any kind of
it could be a good or a bad comment, like if she's wearing something, you're like, oh, you look very nice today, or something like that. What are you trying to say? Are you sexualizing me?
Sexual harassing me?
Or if you say, hey, I think you're dressed a little too inappropriate. Why are you trying to oppress me? This is toxic masculinity. I'm not allowed to wear what I want to wear now.
I can't feel comfortable in my own skin, showing my legs.
It's a no-win.
You can't win. You really can't win, man. And I think everybody just uses that excuse of being offended to their advantage because they know it's gonna. As soon as you say you're offended, and if you call somebody a sexist or racist, as soon as you say that, it's like the argument. Let's say the leftist argument to winning a debate.
Yeah,
first step, call them a racist.
In today's society, man, unfortunately, it pays to be a victim. But
then you have victim blamer. I mean, like what Dave Chappelle said, he's like, I've been known as a victim blamer. You'd be like, that woman was raped. Well, what was she wearing? you know,
see,
what was she wearing at the time?
No, I and that's not funny.
I know it's
not funny.
It's really not funny. The way he did it was
Yeah.
But
No,
but you get what?
no, absolutely. I am of the mindset that you should never blame the victim, right? Obviously, I think that needs to be stated here. But I am also of the mindset that you as a person need to take into considerations of what you're getting into.
I'm not going to sit there and say you should blame the victim either. However, I do think that there are questions that need to be asked.
No, yeah, like
before we just completely solidify you as the victim.
Yeah, I think there needs to be some mandatory questions. I agree with that.
Some balance.
I agree with that.
Maybe you shouldn't have worn that fucking vagina curtain, and you should have worn a full skirt.
Maybe you shouldn't be marching in the middle of the street with nothing but with your tits out and a vagina hat and nothing but underwear
and only a piece of tape covering your nips.
Yeah, maybe
and expecting someone not to look at you.
Yeah, maybe that's not the best way to bring awareness that men objectify women.
Can't do it. I'm just saying maybe that's not the best way to do it.
Yeah, I think there are better ways to bring awareness to certain issues than that.
I don't fucking know, man. But I don't know what the rules are.
I don't know. I kind of.
We're so far gone, man.
In this aspect, I agree with you. Like I said, but I think we as rational human beings need to draw the line at this and not allow the line to get pushed even further. Because when you continue to push the line, this is what you get. I recently read an article from Oklahoma where a 24-year-old man walked into a hospital with a 12-year-old that was pregnant that he had supposedly been in a relationship with. This is what happens when you constantly draw the line. She had went full term with a baby, and she was 12 years old.
By a 24-year-old. And what state was this?
Oklahoma. I distinctly remember that because it disgusted me.
Hold on, and that it's okay? They're okay with it? Like what?
No. The authorities are investigating. They're wondering why this 12-year-old girl was taken full term and nobody said anything. And at the time,
that creates a huge debate for like abortions and stuff like that too, because she's 12.
Well, this is what happens when you constantly push the line on sexuality.
12 years old, bro. And this is why I say we need to calm down on it. We got a 13-year-old boy who's told to quit being a baby because his mom has OnlyFans, and then we have a 12-year-old girl taken to full term with a 24-year-old dude as the baby daddy.
Yeah,
and they wonder why everybody's pissed off right now.
Yeah, and like I
wonder why we don't. A lot of us can't accept that kind of shit.
This is what I see in the future when we don't draw the line and say some things are just unacceptable.
Pedophilia is unacceptable,
especially when there's a big push, particularly in California, from what I see. What people say pedophilia is a sexual orientation.
The fuck it is,
or allowing kids to go to drag shows and allowing kids to watch drag, I guess, queens twerk and have a show named Twerking for Toddlers.
Yeah, fuck that.
This is what's going to happen.
This is a collapse, bro.
I saw I believe it was like a short video that somebody was commenting on, and it was a group of people around like 2 or 3 kids, and the kids were twerking. And one of the comments was like, "What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with it?
What is right with that? First of all,
answer me that. Yeah, what's right with that?
I like just the very concept of twerking is completely wrong. But allowing toddlers to do that for the amusement and the
entertainment
of adults and of adults that are strangers, it is downright disgusting. And these kids couldn't have been older than 7, 6 years old.
They should not be shaking that ass at all.
100%.
They're kids.
100%. But
fucking scrape your knees and play blocks.
But
play with sticks.
It was cops and robbers. That's what I used to do.
Each other with sticks.
Yeah.
Let me yell at you guys about smacking each other.
Yeah.
Let me do that.
Yeah.
I should not have to yell at you about shaking your butt.
Yeah, and this is what I see going if we continue to allow the line to get pushed, the goalpost to get moved.
You saw that article that they were doing about we need regular internet regulations and shit now, right?
I did not see that.
Did you see that? So Facebook did these campaign ads, pretty much. They're pretty much campaign ads. And they were pushing out how, like, all right, the internet came out in 96, right? Officially pushed out, right? And that's when internet regulations were put into play. And they haven't been changed up until now. And they're saying it's like, well, a lot has changed since then. We need new regulations. I'll show you the ad after we get offline. And I was like, oh, here we go. This is where it starts. Campaigning for new censorship and new abilities for them to get into your information. Yeah. And then their shadow banning and all this. I was like, this is where it starts.
Yeah.
This is literally how we lose whatever little control we might have had about our personal selves in our lives. This is further and further going to, like you mentioned earlier, that communist state where we don't have anything to believe in but what the
government's ideology
wants. That's it.
So I'll never understand why like beheadings and stuff like that is allowed to stay up on social media, but you get flagged if you comment on the vaccine or comment on the virus or comment on certain politics, or you had the state trooper show up at your door if you comment on a politician's performance.
On their performance. Not even about them. Just their performance. It's subpar.
Yeah. So I'll never understand it, but we can't stop. We can't stop doing what we're doing. Otherwise,
we can. It'd be easier if we just stopped. But.
Yeah, and then they win, and then who knows what's going to happen 20, 30 years from now.
I don't know, man.
20, 30...
At the way things are going, this Delta variant's going to take us all out, apparently.
Anyway. Well, in 20, 30 years, let's just imagine where this road leads. 20, 30 years ago, if we stay on the track that we're having, you're no longer allowed to be able to say what you want to when you want to on social media, if not in person. You won't have a Second Amendment to protect yourself. All crime is going to be illegal. If you try and protect yourself, you're going to get thrown in prison. And then there's going to be 12, 13-year-olds, if not younger, getting pregnant.
Sounds like everything that's happening right now, not 20, 30 years from now. This exactly sounds like what's happening as we speak.
Yeah, but just imagine to the extreme that it's going to happen in 20, 30 years. If we stop.
We don't blow ourselves.
There was somebody, I believe it was Winston Churchill, but don't quote me on that. Somebody that was like a big time leader back in the day said that freedom is no more than one generation away from going extinct. Or in order for evil to triumph, it takes good men to stop fighting.
I saw something similar to that one.
Yeah.
The only thing that stops bad men with weapons is good men doing bad things to bad men.
Yeah.
Weapons.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
How do you stop a bad man with a weapon from hurting people?
By having a good man with a weapon.
With a weapon.
I read this thing today, and it was talking about Switzerland, right? As far as like gun violence. And it said that Switzerland gives each member of its society a gun and teaches them how to use it. And it also has the lowest amount of gun violence deaths.
And the best chocolate.
And supposedly peaceful.
Imagine that. Sounds like somebody somewhere is getting it right.
I don't know.
Well, that's what it would appear, because it seems to me like they don't have nearly as many problems as we have now. I would assume Switzerland has a lot less people than we do.
Yeah, I'm assuming that. Yeah, but I'm also thinking that let's just look at Texas. Let's look at some of the places that have some of the least amount of gun laws in regards to that, and compare those to the gun violence deaths to some of the
we already know to be true that the places with higher restrictions on guns have the most violence.
Because the only people you're taking guns away is from law-abiding citizens.
Exactly.
I got a great idea in regards to gun violence.
Get everybody a gun. Or in training.
Well, yeah, that's part two, part B of my plan.
Well, what's your part A, Governor?
Enforce gun laws that are already existing.
You're not allowed to say that.
If you're a felon and you have a weapon on you, that's a felony. You need to go to jail for illegal possession of a firearm.
How do you know that they have it? What are you going to just have all the felons line up and just every day you're checking them to see if they have a gun?
No. Well, I would just go about my regular duties, and then if I come across a felon in my line of duty that has a weapon, I'm not going to just throw him in jail and have him walk out with no cash bail.
Yeah, you're gonna enforce the fact that he's a felon and has a weapon.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, and I'm all for less strict gun laws. I think more people should have them. More people should know how to use them.
I think a lot of the fear with weapons or just guns. Let's just say guns, because I don't hear anybody advocating for samurai swords or nothing like that. But
I mean, I'm all for it.
What I'm saying is, I think the biggest part of the fear when it comes to guns is knowledge. Well, people don't have a lot of people don't have the necessary knowledge to even know how to handle a gun properly. So it scares them.
You know where that comes from? We get idiot politicians that say that on the tip of a 5.56 is a heat seeker.
Yeah, well, that's completely stupid as fuck. Even a tracer round's on a heat seeker. That don't even make sense.
Yeah, that's what happens.
If we're shooting 5.56 heat seeker bullets out there, and I never got to shoot one, I'm pissed off. First of all.
So this is what happened.
What technology are we using? That sounds like some alien technology.
Facebook talks about fact checking misinformation. How about that one?
Man, you're not wrong. Heat seekers out of 5.56, huh?
Yeah.
I would love to see that one. That sounds like some technology they must have been working on down at Area 51.
Who is the other one? I
don't know, man. I can tell you this much. In order to have a established society that's safe, you need more people with training and experience to handle these weapons. The more people that know how to handle them are going to be confident in their ability with the weapon, and then they're not going to be scared of it because they know how to. Like, I'm not afraid of it. My kids aren't even afraid of it because they know, one, I know how to properly handle it, and I when I show them things with the weapon, I show them the proper technique. You never touch the trigger until your sights are aligned. You're ready to fire. Like, these are things that are second nature to people who have weapons that are following the rules, and yet we get penalized because of dumb politicians who make stupid decisions to make themselves seem.
It also goes back to that mass punishment kind of thing I was talking about. Where
at the end of the day, they're only punishing those that are following the rules because criminals are going to do criminal shit regardless if
criminals don't care about rules. If you got a criminal that is about to shoot you or has already shot certain people, you really think they're going to care about an illegal weapons charge? If you got a criminal that is about to rob a bank, you really think he's going to care about having a...
Look, these people are going to find weapons anyways. They're going to find guns regardless. They're going to get them. It's always been that way.
Like, in regards to gun safety, like I'm all for teaching gun safety in high school.
Yeah,
I was in a JRTC program in high school, and they taught us everything we need to know about guns. And then on top of that, we had the I don't know if he was like a deputy or something like that. They came out to the school. I don't know if he was even the security guard for the school. Came to the class and showed us Glock, and just went over like safety protocols with weapons.
Damn,
we never touched it. He's just like, oh, this is a gun. It goes trigger. There's no safety on it. This is how you take out the magazine, lock, slide to the rear.
No shit.
Weapon safe. Yeah, came to the RTC class. So I'm all for basics for gun weapon safety in high school. You don't have to take them out to the range and shoot or anything like that. Just like, hey,
That'd be a
this
dope ass field trip as a fucking high schooler.
yeah,
Go
like
to the range
yeah,
today. That'd be
this
dope.
is the basics of a handgun. Here's the magazine release. Here's how you lock the slide to the rear. Bullet goes here. On certain weapons, you have a safety that's usually right here. Flip it up. Red means it's not safe. Flip it down. No red, safe. Basics. Weapon doesn't go off unless you pull the trigger. Basics.
That's also a common misconception too.
Yeah.
Like they drop a weapon on the floor real quick. It's gonna go off.
Well,
Like,
yeah, back in the 80s,
And
where
then-
if you would drop a shotgun, it would go off.
weapons today are made like, and I love watching those stress tests on weapons. They'll like shoot them like rapid fire, shoot them, throw them at a wall,
Yeah.
pick it up, and then start shooting again. Gun never went off on its own.
Seriously.
You know, put the weapon underwater, doing an underwater shot.
Yep. Throw some mud on it.
Yeah.
See if it'll still go off. Like,
I dropped it. Oh, guess what? It didn't do.
yeah.
It didn't shoot.
Anyway, I think we're a little off topic here. So
Yeah. Anyways, everybody, remember that post nut clarity and only hands, only fans,
yeah.
only whatever, only here on all the days.
Let us know what you think. If you happen to have an OnlyFans, let us know how if it's affecting you at all. If you don't,
And then go ahead and drop that link to us. We'll give you our opinion. What? No.
if you don't, let us know what you think. So we look forward to hearing from you, especially on this topic.
Absolutely. OnlyFans and post nut clarity.
Yeah, and then a little bit about gun violence.
Yeah, well, you gotta always sprinkle a little bit of Second Amendment on them, right?
Yeah, you got to get that 2A, man.
Hey. So again, everybody, thank you for joining us on this episode. Lucas, I'll let you go ahead and close us out, man.
Oh yeah. But I forgot that. I thought you guys were just gonna stay with us all day. My bad.
You want to be here all day? 'Cause I want to get up from this chair for a minute.
Don't forget to check out our website, guys. All right, get your merch. Please donate. We're trying to get out there and help homeless veterans. We really want to make a difference with this particular community and helping getting these guys off the street. Veterans go through a lot and sacrifice a lot for this country, so we just want to give back and do our part.
Absolutely. But again, before we end, please like, share, and subscribe to our page on YouTube and on Facebook. Tell us what you think. And if you guys would please go check out allinnerdays.com. We have all the information there for you guys to donate to, get to our pages, listen to us on Spotify, and all the other good stuff. But check out the website. Help us out, guys. We can do this. We're in this together.
Absolutely.
Stay
All in
safe.
Days Work. Signing off.
Till next time, everybody.